News. I'm Chris Foster. A lot of focus on the Pennsylvania Senate debate Tuesdays on Democrat John Fetterman's verbal stumbles as he recovers from a stroke.
Something remarkable happened after that debate is that we've raised over more than $2 million after that debate.
Fetterman in Pittsburgh, Republican Mehmet Oz says Fetterman's trying to run the clock out.
To date, he has never answered a question from a voter on the campaign trail, hasn't answered a press gaggle, a group of reporters on the campaign trail. He never obviously talked to me before. I met him for the first time.
Dr. Oz with Fox's Sean Hannity. Police in St. Louis say the rifle used in Monday's shooting at a high school had been taken away by the gunman's family, but he somehow got it back. The 19-year-old was being treated for mental illness. He shot and killed a teacher and a 15-year-old girl, wounding several other people. He died in a gunfight with police, leaving behind a confession calling himself an isolated loner. America's listening to Fox News.
The 1041 News Desk, brought to you by Logan Thompson Law, a tradition of legal and community service. That's Logan Thompson Law at LoganThompsonLaw.com.
The news is sponsored by Lee University, where you can expect something great.
It is 7:02. We are Mix 1041, and we're on MixTV.tv, local and state news from the Logan Thompson Law News Desk. You can visit LoganThompsonLaw.com. Good morning, everybody. I'm Steve Hartline, and here's a programming reminder, a program note. Mix 1041 will conduct the state Senate debate for District 1 in our studios this morning, beginning at 8 a.m., that between the Democratic nominee, Patricia Waters, and the Republican nominee, J. Adam Lowe, will be on our air at 8 o'clock now this morning. You can listen and watch live here on Mix 1041, also Talk 1013 The Buzz, and on MixTV.tv. Now, if you can't listen or watch live, you can go back and watch later or anytime at MixTV.tv. Well, Mix 1041 and MixTV, we have the first announcement of the following story. Governor Bill Lee has launched a school safety toolkit for Tennessee families. Today, Governor Bill Lee launched this new school safety toolkit for state families. It's a practical resource to help parents prepare and engage in their child's school safety plan. This follows Executive Order 97, which directed state agencies to equip and engage parents, increase transparency, and collaborate with local law enforcement and school districts. The governor said, quote, "As we continue our work to protect Tennessee children, the new school safety toolkit will provide parents with helpful resources and greater transparency to feel confident their child is safe at school." He continued, quote, "I encourage every Tennessee family to prepare and engage in school safety by utilizing this toolkit and downloading the Safe TN app." And the toolkit is a joint effort of the State Department of Education, Safety, Homeland Security, and Mental Health, Substance Abuse Services. It includes helpful quick tips for state parents, including how to prepare your family, and use the Safe TN app to report suspicious or concerning activity at your child's school. Familiarize yourself with school leadership and opportunities to be present at school functions. Keep an eye out for warning signs and learning how to address student concerns, such as bullying. Know how to access mental health resources in your community. How to engage with your child's school. Ask your child's school about their emergency plans and other helpful questions in the governor's toolkit. Look for opportunities to partner with and volunteer at your child's school. Reach out if you need support. Countless organizations ready to help. And so far, they've engaged more than 11,000 Tennesseans through the app, and much more on this as detail. And this is the first announcement statewide of this story from the governor's office, as we are now able to bring it to you at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. All right. There is other news this morning, and the Athens Fire Department responded to a small fire at the McMinn County Jail Wednesday. It happened about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's according to our news partners at Local 3. McMinn County Sheriff Joe Guy said the fire found in a dryer vent in the laundry room area. Jail staff responded with extinguishers. No inmates were affected. There were no injuries. Well, there was quite a gathering last night in Chattanooga as Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly held a public hearing to field questions about his proposal to convert the old Airport Inn on Lee Highway into permanent housing for the homeless. The plan has some community members concerned for their own safety. Our news partners at Local 3 covered this meeting. More than 100 people joined the meeting last night, many expressing their concerns about the project being too close to several schools, including Silverdale Academy. Now, Mayor Tim Kelly reassured the crowd the facility is not a homeless shelter and will have a strict vetting process, but some residents are not convinced, and many spoke out. A representative from the Step Up Foundation, the organization the city partnered with to start the project, cited what they say are successes of these programs around the nation. He said it's a proven model and that with a 97% retention rate for the people who qualify for the housing. It helps get people off the streets and working toward becoming successful citizens. But there was a lot of opposition to this. Mayor Tim Kelly spoke about the tentative timeline to move forward with the plan. That's the news at this moment. And once again, let me circle back. The state Senate debate that we are having is coming up in our studio at 8 a.m. And we'll have the Democratic nominee, State Senate District 1. We'll have the Democratic nominee, that is Patricia Waters, the Republican nominee, that is J. Adam Lowe, and they'll join us in our studios live, Mix 104.1 and MixTV.tv. Back with traffic, and also our friends from Lee University, including President Dr. Mark Walker, and Bridget, Bubba, and Marty Ball will be in our studio here.
That's right.
And we're going to encourage Marty to keep a shirt on. Normally, when I see Marty in the summer, he's not wearing a top.
Wow.
It's as disturbing as it sounds.
He does have a shirt on. I've seen
Does he?
Yes.
Oh, is it bright colored? Now, I'm celebrating the pumpkin patch this morning, apparently.
Yeah, or Clemson. That's Clemson orange right there.
Yeah, Brad Emmendorfer gave me this. No, he didn't. All right, so here's what we're doing. We have the final 4 tickets to Mayfield Farm Park, Corn Maze, and Pumpkin Patch. They're closing out either Saturday or Sunday. Maybe you'd like to effort going to their website. I can't remember what Michael tells me because he tells me so much. So Michael, as you told me earlier, is so stingy and greedy that these are the final tickets. Now, his dad, Scotty Mayfield, would give us more, but Michael said, no, we got to make more money. And we understand. Okay, fine. But no, we have 4 tickets. Here's how you can win. Text.
They're open through Saturday.
Saturday's it?
I'm sorry, the 30th.
Sunday the 30th.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, and they're doing a haunted house. No, they're not. They're not doing haunted houses this year. It's just park, corn maze, all that deal. Mm-hmm. All right, so just text the HHM text line, 423-614-6499. Text the word pumpkin. Pumpkin, because Bridget and I are actually, it's embarrassing, somewhat pumpkin related.
It's clashing.
Clashing, yeah, as usual. All right, so 423-614-6499. Text the word pumpkin. Pumpkin. I want to see if Dr. Mark Walker would like to say it that way. Anyway, pumpkin to 423-614-6499 on the HHM text line.
Southern Heritage Bank is your...
There are a lot of banks, so what makes Southern Heritage Bank unique? It's our commitment to being unbelievably good as we identify and meet your needs. Stop by one of our 5 locations in Cleveland or Chattanooga and let us show you the difference our customers have come to expect. We strive to offer the latest banking technology, mobile wallet, online account opening, mobile banking with bill pay, and ATMs that allow cash or check deposit. All available 24/7 with a local community bank. Southern Heritage Bank, a division of First Citizens National Bank, member FDIC.
is brought to you by Don Ledford in Cleveland. They are your exclusive home of Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, located on North Lee Highway, and anytime at donledford.com.
Get a pumpkin for your pumpkin, baby.
Okay.
Sorry, excuse me. Pardon me. Was that on the air?
Yes.
Is my mic on?
Yes.
Oh, I was over here recording something for my podcast.
Okay.
It's called Pumpkin. It's a little different. A little side hustle I'm working on here. No. Pardon me. Go back. Go back to your, what are you doing?
Traffic.
Oh, traffic. It's exciting as it sounds. Okay,
no
good.
Reports of any accidents.
Oh, imagine
this
that. Well, good.
Drive safely. If you see a traffic problem, give us a call. The volunteer Rid of Pest Mix line is 614-6499. You can also text us at that same number on the HHM text line. This traffic report is brought to you by Waste Connections of Cleveland. They work with the communities and businesses they serve to make sure that all forms of waste are handled in ways that are reliable for their customers, safe for their employees, and respectful of the environment. Visit them online at wasteconnections-clevelandtn.com.
Bridget, I'm excited. I'm going out to Oak Grove Elementary School, and I'm going to be training the children, from what I understand. I'm principal for today.
Wow.
Huh?
Do you have a license for that?
Actually, I'm just reading to a class. I'm not even sure where they're putting me, but
well, did they give you the book to read beforehand?
No, they didn't.
Practice. Okay. Well.
I'm told by Troy Spence that it's I think his granddaughter's in the class. So I'm going to be, of course, bad-mouthing their grandfather, telling them he has no clue what he's doing, and, well, it'll be fun. So, no, we'll have a good time. It has something to do with Harry Potter, from what I understand. I just know that they told me to dress like a witch or something. I don't understand it.
Well,
or I don't know.
Yep, you dress the part. Every day.
Yeah. I'll be out there with my Falcons at Oak Grove. How about that?
That's great.
My niece Hadley attends out there.
Oh.
My niece Ava's at Lake Forest. Jeez, anybody can be principal out there. It's 12 after the hour. Hey, it's the Hardee's Wake Up, Bridget. Hey, we're going to tell you about Hardee's, but tomorrow morning, this is the last morning we'll be in studio for quite some time. We're out on 3 consecutive remotes. Beginning tomorrow morning, Bridget, at Simply Bank with our friends at Hardee's. Tell me about it.
That's right. Simply Bank now has a full-service branch here in Cleveland on 25th Street, so come out and join us tomorrow morning between 7 and 9 a.m. Our friends at Hardee's will be providing free breakfast for you, so come by and see us there. We have other great prizes as well, but a big thanks to Hardee's.
At Hardee's, well, Hardee's is hiring. You can join the STAR team. $300 bonus for shift manager trainees, free meals, flexible scheduling, benefits. By the way, Mark Johnson would love to pay people with biscuits, but I don't know how that's working out. Benefits, exciting advancement opportunities. Maybe that was Nicole Moorehead. I'm not sure. Apply in store online at Hardee's.com, and you can get free Hardee's tomorrow. As Bridget said, at our big broadcast at Simply Bank, 25th Street. We'll be there beginning at 7 a.m.
There are a lot of banks, so what makes Southern Heritage Bank unique? It's our commitment to being unbelievably good as we identify and meet your needs. Stop by one of our 5 locations in Cleveland or Chattanooga and let us show you the difference our customers have come to expect. We strive to offer the latest banking technology, mobile wallet, online account opening, mobile banking with bill pay, and ATMs that allow cash or check deposit. All available 24/7 with a local community bank. Southern Heritage Bank, a division of First Citizens National Bank, member FDIC.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
We're here at Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland.
We are here with great service.
We're here. We're here.
We're here.
We're here with great deals.
We're here for you.
So come get huge Nissan savings when you shop Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland and Cleveland-Nissan today. Home of the exclusive lifetime warranty.
Did you know 4 out of every 10 pills contain a potential lethal dose of fentanyl? 2 salt-sized grains of fentanyl can kill. Talk to your kids today about the risks of fentanyl. ATS The Bridge, speaking out against drugs, speaking up with a message of hope. Visit atsthebridge.org today.
Hey, it's Josh with Wholesale Supply. Our team members have been serving the Southeast with the best plumbing, electrical, and HVAC products for the past 75 years. Founded in Cleveland, Tennessee, Wholesale Supply has everything you need From water heaters to kitchen faucets, from lighting to septic tanks, we literally sell it all. Don't believe me? Stop by one of our 32 stores across the Southeast and check it out for yourself. And tell them Josh sent you. And remember, Wholesale Supply is open Monday through Friday and open to the public.
From Lookout Mountain to Cleveland, from Red Bank to Collegedale, luxury lives here.
Chattanooga Auto Square is your home for premium luxury automobiles.
And we have the largest selection in all of Chattanooga of pre-owned vehicles from every major brand.
Chattanooga Auto Square, Jaguar, Land Rover, Porsche, Infiniti.
Luxury lives here.
Save a bundle at Eller & Owen's Furniture and Mattress. Furniture, mattresses, and decor. The more you buy, the more you save. Up to 40% off. Create a bundle, a sofa and chairs, end tables, a recliner, lamps and rugs, an entire room. Up to 40% off. Create a custom bundle and watch the savings grow. Up to 40% off. Look for Take Me Home Today tags. Bundle in-stock items. Special financing is available. Bundle and save at Eller & Owen's Furniture and Mattress.
Where she says yum, and then she comes back, yum. Boy, I mean, that convinced me to get some cheesecake. Well, that was brilliant.
You need to re-record?
Yeah, well, no, don't re-record. The deal's later this afternoon. Live from Sweet Caroline's Cheesecake. We have a Sweet Caroline's tribute coming up here in just a moment. Yeah, it's that second yum. 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 It's like somebody made her do it. Well, is that going to make you want cheesecake? Of course not. Oh, you know what today is? And I'm not making this up. You know what today is?
What?
National. It's Ashley Rue Day, or what? Is she married still?
Yes.
Flowers. Ashley RF. It's National Cranky Coworkers Day. I'm not making that up. It's in my deal from CBS.
That's all of them out there.
That's Ashley's day. The crankiest coworker you ever met in your life. Now, what is about these people that are now disenrolling their students from Oak Grove or starting to get text messages? People want to know what class I'm going to be in. I don't know. Nobody told me.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Hey.
People are checking their children out. They're finally going to begin some education now, baby.
Mermaid Mattress is looking for full and part-time delivery drivers for in-home delivery and setup. F endorsement, clean driving record, and background check required. Good pay, great benefits, and flexible schedules are available.
Hey, yum,
Mermaid Mattress
Steve.
Factory on Georgetown Road to apply and interview.
Hey, Steve, yum. Give me some cheesecake, Steve.
Okay.
Yum.
Have a few clouds this morning.
Well, that's what you done.
And then mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. A high of 68. Partly cloudy this evening with a low around 45.
Yum.
For tomorrow, mainly sunny skies with a high of 72. Your current Simply Bank temperature is 46 degrees.
That's yummy. Good. Mm-hmm. I'll see you out there.
That bad.
A little bit like the guy from, what's the movie? Billy Bob Thornton. Oh, Carl. That's like Carl. Yeah.
This weather forecast is brought to you by Vehicles Direct, lifetime certified. Over 150 used cars on the lot at all times. Vehicles Direct, South Lee Highway in Cleveland, vehiclesdirect.com.
I'm Sayla Harbison, and I listen to Steve and Bridget on Mix 104. I hope you do too.
You know, we need to get her to record some spots. I think Sweet Caroline's wants her. She wouldn't say, yum. Hey, for my friends at Sweet Caroline's, Brian and Laura, their grand openings today.
Where it began.
Break 'em up.
Dr. Eston Winger specializes in varicose vein surgery to help you live a fuller life.
Most everything that we do for varicose vein disease is done here in the office, and so a hospital stay is not required. We take most insurances here, and most vein procedures are covered by insurance, which most people don't realize. Or make an appointment, and I'd be happy to talk to you and evaluate your legs.
Schedule a consultation by phone, 423-472-5423.
You need money overnight? Check into cash. Your time is tight. .com. Bank accounts too low? Check into cash. So where do you go? .com. Do it online in a record time. It's the easy way to get money next day. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. You can be sure it's secure from our bank straight to yours. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom.
Hey listeners, there's a new buzz Tuesdays at noon, the voice of We the People. It's about what the H is going on in America. Tune in and call in Tuesdays on 101.3 The Buzz. A seatbelt is required for this ride.
Peyton Southeastern is hiring. You have the potential to earn over $21 an hour with new progressive pay rates, a $2 night shift premium, plus you're eligible to earn a $5,000 stay bonus. Peyton's in Cleveland has open interviews every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. and then from 1 to 3 p.m. Apply online at jobs.kroger.com to work at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland. I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland. I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of the relationship that I've developed with my care team.
They take me directly back and start evaluating my needs.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of its flexibility, and so should you.
DPCA. Practice made perfect.
Lifetime Certified is the new buzz in town for Vehicles Direct. 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty. Lifetime powertrain warranty. Complimentary maintenance for 1 year. Certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Love it or leave it, satisfaction guaranteed. Best trade-in value in town. Kelly Blue Book Buy Center. Vehicles Direct, South Lee Highway in Cleveland at APD 40. Visit vehiclesdirect.com.
I'm looking forward to the evening. I'm looking forward to the night when you want the best buys, the time is right. Time to sleep with the mermaid tonight. Mermaid Mattress Factory and Showroom.
Today, Sweet Caroline cheesecakes.
All right, it's going to be a lot of fun. And all right, let's get a quick news update. Then we're going to talk with our friends from Lee University. The Mix 1041 News Desk, brought to you by Logan Thompson Law, a tradition of legal and community service. That's Logan Thompson Law at LoganThompsonLaw.com. All right, a reminder, a program reminder. We will have a debate in our studio, our morning debate series, our final one, really, of this entire year. We've been doing this since back in May, as we will have the State Senate District 1 candidates. Democratic nominee Patricia Waters, Republican nominee J. Adam Lowe will be here at 8 o'clock this morning, live on Mix 1041 and Mix TV. If you can't watch or listen live, you can go back and watch it, mixtv.tv. We also have the first announcement this morning statewide from the governor's office. Governor Lee has launched a school safety toolkit for Tennessee families. We'll tell you more about that at the top of the hour. And a big meeting last night in Chattanooga held by Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly. Public hearing to field questions about his proposal to convert the old Airport Inn on Lee Highway into permanent housing for the homeless. Some community members are concerned, including people at the Silverdale Academy. Those stories and more coming up in full detail at the top of the hour. This news update brought to you by Cleveland Plywood Company, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland. And we are joined by Lee University President Dr. Mark Walker, by the basketball coaches, of course, women's basketball coach Marty Rowe and men's coach Bubba Smith. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Steve.
How are all of you?
Doing well.
Great. President Walker, I want to begin with you, Doc, because Lee homecoming right around the corner.
Absolutely. Big deal, of course, for us every year. Thousands of alums come with their families. A lot of community folks come, have tremendous activities that take place all across our campus. Something we're doing new this year for the first time is a golf tournament. Oh, okay. On Friday morning. I think we still got a few spots open for some foursomes. You can get on our website and take a look at that. Friday night, a big concert. We're looking at 60 years of music at Lee University. And if you've ever heard any of our music groups, you know how great our music is. You want to come be a part of that. Of course, all day Saturday, events taking place all over the campus. We got a big parade. And then, of course, it culminates with the basketball games, right? That's what it all leads to. So we're looking forward to it. Going to be a great time.
And Dr. Walker, it's a great time for people in this area, maybe alums who have not been on the campus in a while, to come back home to Lee University.
Yeah, if you haven't been on campus in a while, come see it. It's over 120 acres now, especially if you have not seen the Raycon Sports Complex where we do our soccer and lacrosse. And then, of course, we got the Danny Murray recording studio that we just dedicated. Beautiful campus. Yeah, come be with us. You know what? If you don't even want to participate in an event, just find a park bench and enjoy the beautiful campus and the beautiful day that it's going to be. But I hope a lot of folks will join us.
I'm sure they will, and we'll talk about, let's go ahead and talk about it. People can go online and find at the Lee website and find out all, and they also, I know, are encouraging registration. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That'll help us a lot in the planning and just knowing how many people to expect at different events. And right now, our registration is far exceeding what we had last year.
Great.
So, yeah, you want to get on there and make sure you're going to have a seat and be able to get into wherever it is you're wanting to go.
Let's talk Lee basketball. I want to begin. We'll begin with the elder, Marty Rowe. Well, it's all right.
I'm okay with that.
How are you, Lee Lady Flames head coach Marty? How are you, buddy?
I'm good, buddy.
Well, let's talk as you enter this new campaign. How many years now? How many years have you been at Lee?
This is my 19th year. 19
years. What do you make of your team as you go into this season?
Well, I mean, it's every year's new. I mean, we do have. We were talking out in the lobby. COVID has provided some key elements. Back this year for us, we have 2 fifth-year seniors. One, Haley Schubert, who's an All-American for the last 2 years, and the other's Hannah Garrett. So, being able to have people that have been here for extended period of time and know what the expectations that we have out of our program has been great. And then we've got a nice core back of people that played for us last year. But we've added 2 key transfers. We've added Mallory Hampton, who played at Ray County and played at Sanford, and then we added Mia Hurst from UT Martin. Those are both pretty big keys for us. So we're just interested in getting back on the court to see how this team actually looks together and against somebody else besides ourselves right now. So it's exciting to anytime this time of year when we start talking homecoming. That's when Coach Smith and I we start getting excited, knowing it's about time to get going.
Coach Smith, Bubba Smith, of course. Tell me same question about your team going into the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're a lot like Marty, honestly. I mean, I think I got some guys that this is year 7 for me, and I feel like I got some guys that have been here with me the whole time that are coming back for this last year. We have a pretty veteran team as well, a lot of guys that are 4-year, 5-year guys, and both our teams are preseason pick number 2, and rankings don't mean much, but again, it certainly it tells a little bit about expectations and some respect that our programs have around the league, and so we got a pretty veteran team, and a lot of guys returning, and a lot of bulk of our minutes and rebounding and scoring, and so it's. But our guys have been, I think, hungry ever since the spring of last year to get better and improve, and that's really been the foundation of our program is player development and the guys we have in our program, and so. Our guys are excited to get going. Like Marty said, homecoming is like when you start talking about homecoming, you're here in November, and it's time, and games are starting to be played, and so it's an exciting time. And homecoming for sure is an event that when we have these homecoming games, we have teams that will come in kind of like it's an exhibition game for us, but. They think it's coming in and it's an exhibition or / scrimmage, and they're absolutely blown away. They're like, this is the best thing I've ever experienced. and so we got Sewanee coming in this year for us, and Covenant for Marty, and but these teams are just blown away with the environment that they get to play in early in the season for them, and so. It's just a great time. It's a great time.
Now look, and I've got it on good authority. If you're looking for a post player, I know a guy who's got some eligibility. Mark Walker. We just look right over here. He would love to be a new post player for the Lee Flames. Right down there, right down low.
Well, when I played basketball, it was still a basket. There wasn't even a net. You had to go get the ball. Exactly. There you go.
Hey, Marty, I want to talk about the atmosphere for a second, and I want to go back to Bubba. He alluded to it. What an atmosphere this is going to be.
Well, that's the thing. It's funny. We played Covenant last year, and as soon as the game was over, she said, "Hey, can we please come back next year?"
Man.
And I said, "Look, I've got to talk to a couple other people." And then they were just, again, like Bubba said, when we have that kind of, there is a buzz in the gym. Everybody's excited. Everybody that first week, they want to see what we look like. They want to see our team, especially we have a lot of alumni that come back. They take pride in what every team looks like, every team, the way they play. They want them to play similar to what we did, which is just the way they did, which is just play hard and compete at the highest level possible. And so when you have that and people are excited to see us and see Bubba's team play, it creates it's an unbelievable atmosphere. I mean, we were just talking. Our student section for volleyball has been great this year. I mean, we've had a lot of excitement already in our fall sports, and so again, it's a wonderful play. I mean, we're fortunate. We're blessed to be there for 19 years, and it's still. It'll be a nervous time for me which is funny to say, on Saturday, because it's just that time.
It's excitement.
It is. It really is.
Bubba, back over to you. Just same thing about the atmosphere and the excitement.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to get, to get that type of environment that early in the season. And again, it's an environment that would be better than most places in our conference when we go to play on a normal night. And so our players, to feel that energy and to feel that intensity, to feel the nerves of it, I think is all a really good thing early in the season to kind of get and experience. And so our guys look forward to it. For the new guys that come in, they have no idea. Because again, you think about homecoming, you think about football and homecoming, and this is our football. And so, it's a new experience for them. They don't even understand unless they came to the homecoming game during the recruiting process. They don't understand what they're getting ready to experience. And so, and for those guys, they get to play in that game. And if then we decide, hey, do we redshirt? Those guys are they going to make the rotations and play? And so, it's a fun time for everybody.
Give the final word to Lee University President Dr. Mark Walker.
Thank you, Steve, and thanks for the opportunity for us to be on the air with you. Appreciate it very much. Hey, come be with us. It's a great time at Lee University. Homecoming weekend is just a lot of fun. You really kind of see Lee in all its aspects. What's happening academically, what's happening club-wise, what's happening in athletics, music, everything about Lee is on display. And boy, it's a great opportunity to come and just check us out. And we would love to have you. And it's a great community event too, Steve. So we invite the community to come be with us. So thank you again for the opportunity.
Dr. Mark Walker and Coach Marty Rowe, Coach Bubba Smith, and we are proud here at Mix 104.1 to be the home of Lee University basketball. We'll have coverage on that wonderful day, and you can find out all about it at leeuniversity.edu. Get pre-registered for homecoming at Lee University coming up. And you owe me $20 for telling him that you'd play for his team.
Oh, do I?
You've got some eligible.
Okay.
You told him that's what we had set up here.
It'll be in the mail.
Checks in the mail. All right. We're going to come right back in just a moment. Stand by.
The all-new.
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza. And I moved into the patio home. Everybody knows your name from day one. And there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great. And their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. And I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. It's football time here in the great state of Tennessee. Score big with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland all month long. Visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
Thank you for calling Logan Thompson. This is Ashley.
You get a yearly checkup. Shouldn't your air? With your local Lennox dealer, regular care equals perfect air. With technology you can touch, comfortable air you can feel, and savings you can see. Not just perfect air, perfect for you air.
Call Dale's Heating and Air to upgrade your air today.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Remember Me Senior Care is Cleveland's first assisted living and memory care neighborhood. They specialize in assisted living for those who are still active with a community of indoor and outdoor activities. They also provide memory care living for those who are facing life with dementia. Learn more online at remembermesc.com or call their office and set up an in-person visit at 423-473-3140. Remember Me Senior Care, a culture of care your loved one deserves. Dr. Russell Dyer celebrating his birthday today, director of Cleveland City Schools.
Wow.
Yes.
What the hell Russell is, you know?
I don't know.
Somebody tell us. Hey, somebody at City Central Office, let me know. Come on.
Happy birthday, Dr. Dyer. Steve Sconzo celebrating his birthday.
Sconzo!
Today. Yes.
Wow.
Ruthie Panny is also celebrating, the principal at Michigan Avenue Elementary.
They better be lining up with gifts, all the teachers out there.
Madden Horstmeyer is 2 years old today. That is one of Xandra's little grandsons.
Yes. I met Madden at the duck race.
That's right. Christopher Edwards is 18 today. He's a senior at Bradley Central, plays baseball there. Ernie Lundy is celebrating today. That is Gideon's grandfather. Happy birthday to him. And then Elijah Jet Brewer is 7 years old today. His dad, Josh Brewer, sent that in to us. So happy birthday to Elijah. Call in your birthdays and wedding anniversaries to us. We'll take those on the volunteer Rid of Pest Mix line, 614-6499. You can also text us at that same number on the HHM text line. You can go to our website, mymix1041.com, or download our free Mix 1041 app. It's the Simmons Bank celebration list. At Simmons Bank, they have something for everyone to help you manage your finances with ease and security.
We've got a check of our Mermaid Mattress Weather Center 23 minutes before 8.
Any size mattress for the price of a twin. Our orthopedic mattress is $3.99. Our Cumberland Eurotop is $5.99 any size, but only at Mermaid Mattress.
For today, sunny skies, a high of 68. A few clouds this evening with a low of 44. And then for tomorrow, mainly sunny with a high of 72. Your current Simply Bank temperature is 46 degrees.
Aubrey's of Cleveland offers some of the most fresh and delicious foods in East Tennessee. Stop in tonight for dinner or order online at aubreysrestaurant.com. Click the Cleveland location and order there.
Have you checked out the Town Squire Sportswear Selection Fall 2022? One of my friends said, what a selection! T-shirts, sweatshirts, sports shirts, hoodies, believe it or not, even performance flags by Tommy Hilfiger and Crown crafted by Peter Millar, along with other national sportswear lines like Southern Tide, Vineyard Vines, Southern Marsh, Coastal Cotton, Volunteer Traditions, and Johnny O. Since 1977, your headquarters for men's clothing attire. Check them out and let them dress you from head to toe. Locally owned and operated, the Town Squire. Stewart Park Plaza, Keith Street, Cleveland, Tennessee, the shop that appreciates a customer. All right, we are Southeast Tennessee's football headquarters. It's the final week of the regular season, and it begins tonight as Walker Valley will host Chattanooga Howard. 7 o'clock kickoff at Walker Valley. Senior night tonight. Coverage on 99.1 FM and the Mix 1041 app. Andy Morris, Jacob Mason doing a great job for us. Get your tickets early for tonight's game at the Town Squire, your high school football ticket hub for 45 years. All right, so that's tonight. Also, Ray County at Coffee County tonight. Then tomorrow night, Maryville at Bradley Central. Let me go back here. Walker Valley will be hosting a playoff game next week. We do know that. Don't know who they're playing yet. Maryville at Bradley Central tomorrow night. Kickoff 7 o'clock. That'll be on TOG 101.3 The Buzz and the Mix 1041 app. And I saw Turner Jackson yesterday is telling me that Bradley beats Maryville like Cleveland High School did. If Bradley beats Maryville, then they would host a playoff game the following week. If not, they will travel. And we will have coverage of Bradley Maryville at Bear Stadium tomorrow night on TOG 101.3 The Buzz and the Mix app. Gary Owenby, Coach Rowan, and Brian Gresham doing a great job. Cleveland High School will play their final game of the year at Hardin Valley tomorrow night. Kickoff 7 o'clock here, Mix 1041 and the Mix app. Terry Evans, Greg Phillips on the call. They're doing a great job. Got to say that, or you got to be equal here. They're all doing great and have had a great season. Listen, You can download the Mix app on our website, mymix1041.com. It's free thanks to CHI Memorial. So the final week of high school football begins again tonight. Walker Valley hosting Howard tonight, 7 o'clock. Senior night at Walker Valley, 99.1 FM and the Mix app. NFL Thursday night football tonight. Baltimore Ravens at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both teams are struggling. 8:15 kickoff on Amazon Prime. Local action at the AAA Region 3 cross-country finals. Walker Valley girls won the team championship. Estelle Clemens of Cleveland High School won the individual girls championship of cross-country. Her brother Owen led Cleveland to a first-place boys finish. Do you know who their dad is? Johnny Clemens. He's their coach, the Marathon Man. Yeah, he, a few years ago, he ran a marathon every day for like a week as a fundraiser at that time. But I know he's proud of his children, both teams. East Hamilton defeated South Gibson in the AA Girls State Soccer Tournament last night. They'll play Murfreesboro Central tonight. All right, we were honored yesterday. We once again hosted the District 5 AAA Basketball Media Day held at the Cleveland Country Club, Mix 1041. I tell you, we love doing this. Such an honor for us to do this. And I really appreciate the Cleveland Country Club. If you are having a party or a gathering or something, especially this holiday season, maybe you're getting married, looking for a reception sign, something like that, call Hannah at the Cleveland Country Club. They do a tremendous job. They were great to us yesterday. Nicole Timmons, of course, there. All right, so here's what happened. So they do the polls, the preseason polling for high school basketball locally. And here is what we found out yesterday. Let's go first to the coaches' polls. These are the preseason coaches' poll for, first of all, girls basketball. The coaches say Bradley's 1, Cleveland High School 2, Walker Valley 3, McMinn County 4, Ray County 5, Ooltewah 6, Chattanooga Howard 7. The coaches poll for the boys teams, they have a tie at number 1, Cleveland and McMinn County. Bradley 3, Walker Valley 4, Howard 5, 6 Ray County, 7 Ooltewah. The preseason media poll went like this for the district meeting. Let's begin again the media poll for the girls' side. Bradley 1, Cleveland 2, McMinn County 3, Walker Valley 4, Ooltewah 5, Ray County 6, Chattanooga Howard 7. Boys media poll, Cleveland High School 1, McMinn County 2, Howard 3, Walker Valley 4, Bradley 5, Ooltewah 6, Ray County 7. It was quite a great meeting yesterday, and we really look forward to that every year.
Hey, it's Josh with Wholesale Supply. Our team members have been serving.
I've struggled with acne since I was 13. I can't tell you how many times I canceled plans because I couldn't get myself to leave the house. I experienced another sudden breakout and finally turned to Cortina. It was so easy. I just answered a few questions online and uploaded photos. My board-certified dermatologist created the perfect plan, and my custom medication was sent directly to my door. With Cortina, acne no longer has to be a lifelong struggle.
Mix 1041 and Honda of Cleveland are giving away a Honda Civic LX to an active law enforcement officer in our area. If you know someone that you think deserves to win, you can nominate them at mymix1041.com/Honda or on the Mix 1041 app.
Mix Mornings on Mix TV is Southeast Tennessee's best way to stay informed about local news, sports, weather, and community events, as well as traffic conditions. Plus, you'll never miss a minute of the latest whimsical banter and rants by the one and only Steve Hartline. Who wrote this promo? Never miss a minute. Mix Mornings on MixTV.tv. Weekdays 7 to 9, MixTV.tv. I'm going to find out who wrote this. Bender Realty is helping to keep the community thriving during this pandemic by offering no-contact online tools for buyers and sellers in the real estate market.
Especially in this day and time with COVID, it makes a lot of the buyers are not wanting to get out and walk into someone else's home, and even sellers may not want people in their home. We can actually do a virtual tour with our phones and send it to our clients.
Walk through a property without having to actually be there and see all the intricacies of the property and the things that they may or may not want.
If you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or rent, trust your friends at Bender Realty. 472-2173. Bender-Realty.com. Be home with Bender Realty.
Cleveland Tire is ready to help your auto any way it can. We're one of the largest providers of Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area. We sell all major brand tires. We have ASE certified mechanics on staff 6 days a week. We also have a commercial truck tire center that provides 24-hour roadside service and minor mechanical repairs on site. We have built our reputation on years of quality, affordable work and tires. We pride ourselves in customer satisfaction and great service. Cleveland Tire Center.
Anna, can you count to 5 without saying 1 or 3?
Sure, 2, 4, 5.
That's right. Our big story is the 2 for $5 breakfast deal at Hardee's.
You got me.
I know, I did.
Bite into our made-from-scratch biscuits today.
Need a metal roof for your home or business? Come see us at Best Buy Metals, a leading manufacturer of metal roofing products. Looking for great service? Check. Want to choose from a wide variety of metal roofing products? Check. How about complimentary takeoffs and free estimates for commercial and residential projects? Check and check. From small orders to semi-loads, we've got you covered. Literally. Best Buy Metals. Quality roofing that lasts a lifetime. Come see us today.
Hey listeners, there's a new Buzz Tuesdays at noon, the voice of We the People. It's about what the H is going on in America. Tune in and call in Tuesdays on 101.3 The Buzz. A seatbelt is required for this ride.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland. I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthar, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford. I choose Drent Primary Care Associates because of the relationship that I've developed with my care team.
They take me directly back and start evaluating my needs.
I choose Drent Primary Care Associates because of its flexibility, and so should you.
DPCA. Practice made perfect.
Mermaid actually started in 1979 as a single store location that had a factory in the back room. Today, we have a 25,000 square foot facility right here that we make all of our mattresses in. We do our own quilting here at Mermaid. We do our own cut and sew operation here. So we really have everything under this roof that it takes to build a good mattress.
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza. And I moved into the patio home. Everybody knows your name from day one, and there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great, and their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. And I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
We're all picky about our produce, and whether you're a thumper, a sniffer, a squeezer, or just plain particular, we promise no one is more picky about produce than Food City. That's why we're introducing our Picky Promise. Whether it's from farms down the road or tropical produce from the ends of the earth, we guarantee it's fresh or we'll replace it. You see, we're picky about produce, so you don't have to be.
Living in a haunted house. I feel like I live in a haunted house, as a matter of fact, with Reagan and Holden Heartline, but I've been hearing this song in the last several weeks. Good morning, guys.
We got the Holy Ghost in our home.
Oh, yes!
Thank you.
Yes!
Wow. Standing ovation.
Come on now. Come on now. That'll preach. Wow. I feel like I'm at a T.D. Jakes sermon all of a sudden. You know how they just, T.D. will be speaking and all of a sudden somebody on the front row just do that, and they just do that. Anyway, that's pretty good, Bridget.
Thank you.
That's more spirit can show at Mount Olive. At 10 before 8 a.m. Good morning. Well, Bridget, we've got a big broadcast tomorrow morning. We're going to be at Simply Bank on 25th Street. And any time we broadcast from a bank, now I'm not going to mention all their competitors right now, but they usually give us about 45 seconds in the vault, and we just get as much as we can. Is that the deal?
It's never happened. No.
Okay. Well, I thought Lee Stewart and Scott Taylor Scott Taylor told me I could do it, and Christy Goza had me arrested. But well, let's stick with Simply Bank here for a second. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah, they now have a full-service branch in Cleveland. They're located on 25th Street, right next door to Zaxby's. So their big grand opening celebration and ribbon cutting is tomorrow afternoon from 4 to 5 o'clock. We're going to be there tomorrow morning from 7 till 9 a.m. We have tons of great prizes to give away, including a family 4-pack of tickets to Dollywood, and then also we have Mayfield Farm Park passes, Six Flags Fright Fest tickets, and more. And we're also going to have free breakfast from our friends at Hardee's as well. So come by and join us between 7 and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning at Simply Bank, located on 25th Street.
Hey, will you... I don't have time to call her. Will you tell Nicole Mooreshead at Hardee's? You guys still speak?
Yes,
okay.
Of course.
No. I'm now, see, I'm being warned not to say anything here. Anyway, tell her I'd like my special biscuit, please. Set it to the side. Do not get it close to the public.
Okay.
Or I will not show up.
Okay, I'll tell
thank
her.
you. I'll be at another bank. It's fine. All right. No, we'll be there in the morning, and we're going to have a lot of guests tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, this is our final morning in the studio. For quite some time.
That's right.
Got a string of about 3 morning broadcast remotes in a row, including tomorrow's Simply Bank Monday morning. We're bringing the old tradition back by way of a Bradley County Commission resolution, Bridget, Commissioner Scotty Gilbert. Oh. We're going back to Townhouse Bake Shop on Halloween morning. It's about time.
We're excited.
He has gotten, and I guess now that he's a commissioner, he can do this. Martial law or something, I don't know, eminent domain. Scotty's got eminent domain on eminent Mars. I don't care if you're laughing or not. I think it's funny. No, he's got a bunch of candy. Now, remember he gave away cash last time?
That's right.
Or last couple times. I don't know what he's doing.
It's all the kids that came by.
Got some campaign funds still available, so maybe give me that. Anyway. We'll be at Townhouse Monday morning, and Tuesday morning, we'll be at I tell you, what a wonderful, wonderful, truly historic day in our community will be Tuesday. And, you know, we were always going to cover the grand opening ceremony of the Pie Center in Bradley County Schools on Tuesday, but it starts at 10 with the governor as the keynote. But we said, you know what, we need to do a little more than that. So we're going to take the whole show there Tuesday morning, the 1st of November. So proud of Brittany Cannon. So proud of Kyle Page. I mean, is that a little strong?
No, not too strong.
Brad Emmendorfer announced he's opening a new business there.
That's right.
It's a psychic reading business, tarot cards for Halloween. What is it?
Just Love Coffee.
Notice how Bridget, she doesn't hardly know her name, but boy, I tell you, she knew that right off.
Sure did.
Cha-ching! Cha-ching! Anyway, I'm just loving coffee right now. It's not his coffee. Does he drink coffee?
Yes, he says he does. He said yesterday
let's
morning.
read between the lines here. He says he does. On the HHM text line this morning, it's buzzing with text. Text the word pumpkin and your name, pumpkin baby, to 423-614-6499. We have our final Mayfield Farm Park tickets. Mayfield Farm Park will close up for the year on Sunday. And Bridget, I understand we're hearing from the people.
That's right. We are. Lots of people wanting to win this one.
I don't have time to hear who they are.
Okay.
Mayfield Farm Park, Corn Mazes. Text us, folks. We don't care. Put your name on it. Not kidding. We'll do 4 passes there. It's a wonderful, wonderful time. Even if you've already been this season, you can go back through Sunday. A Simmons Bank celebration list check right now, Bridget. Back over to you.
Okay, happy birthday to Abigail Higgins, 17 today. This is Austin's favorite cousin. Dr. Russell Dyer is celebrating today, director of Cleveland City Schools. Steve Sconzo also celebrating today. Ruthie Panny is having a birthday today. Principal at Michigan Avenue Elementary. Madden Horsemeyer, 2 years old today. That is one of Xandra's little grandsons.
And already more intelligent than his grandmother. That's unbelievable.
Christopher Edwards is 18 today, a senior at Bradley Central. He plays baseball there.
I'll hear about this.
Ernie Lundy is also celebrating today. That is Gideon's grandfather.
Is Ernie celebrating today?
He is.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then Elijah Jet Brewer is 7 years old today. His dad, Josh Brewer, sent that in to us.
Yes, his father, his father just ran a marathon, and Josh is in Chicago, you know?
Yeah.
With Pastor Lipsy and Jeff Salyer and Craig Davis. And did Athena run or just Craig?
I don't know. Maybe both?
Why don't you start paying attention to the interviews instead of falling asleep? And I mean, I know Salyer put anybody to sleep, but anyway. Brewer's hammy locked up about halfway in. So he stopped and got some Chicago hot dogs and pizza and said, you guys just finish it. It's fine. But my buddy Elijah's having a birthday.
Elijah Jet Brewer.
He loves ice cream and loves Baskin Robbins. And if Brad Benton had a heart, he'd give him some ice cream. But sadly, he doesn't. Nor a brain. But back to you.
Calling your birthdays and wedding anniversaries to us. We'll take those on the Volunteer Ridipest Mix line, 614-6499. You can also text us at that same number on the HHM text line. You can go to our website, mymix1041.com, or download our free Mix 1041 app. It's the Simmons Bank Celebration List. Simmons Bank gives you more for a better banking experience with convenience in mind.
Let's go to a news update right here from the Logan Thompson Law News Desk. And here in just a few minutes, we're going to get a state Senate debate, District 1 Senate debate underway between the Democratic nominee, Patricia Waters, and the Republican nominee, J. Adam Lowe. That will be live here on Mix 1041 and MixTV.tv. And I was just told by election administrator in Bradley County, Fran Green, that we've had 2,954 early votes, and we are trending up, actually, compared to August. So we are actually, let me see here, these are state numbers, but we're actually, the state numbers are up over August, but down compared to 2018. 2,954 people have voted early, and you can vote early today from 9 until 6 at Bradley Square Mall, at the Bradley County Election Commission office downtown, and through Saturday at the Northeast Recreation Center. All right, and that's just through Saturday now. There is other news, and we'll have it at the top of the hour.
This traffic report is brought to you by L&B Appliance, your one-stop appliance shop, locally owned and operated. Durkee Road at Highway 64 in Cleveland, 423-339-3231.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway. And we will overpay for your old car today. High mileage, cosmetic issues, that's okay. Rusted, busted, can't be trusted, all trade-ins are welcome. Just bring us your old car as is. Don't even wash it. You'll be shocked of how much I'm willing to pay for your old car in any condition. Come see me, John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where selling your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Peyton Southeastern is hiring. You have the potential to earn over $21 an hour with new progressive pay rates, a $2 night shift premium, plus you're eligible to earn a $5,000 stay bonus. Peyton's in Cleveland has open interviews every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. and then from 1 to 3 p.m. Apply online at jobs.kroger.com to work at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland.
At Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory, the tradition was founded by Ralph and Stella Buckner and continued by Ralph Buckner Jr. and his wife, Shari Buckner. Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory is a tradition of service. Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory, caring for Cleveland families whenever they need them. Visit ralphbuckner.com.
Lifetime Certified is the new buzz in town for Vehicles Direct. 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty. Lifetime powertrain warranty. Complimentary maintenance for 1 year. Certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Love it or leave it, satisfaction guaranteed. Best trade-in value in town. Kelly Blue Book Buy Center. Vehicles Direct, South Lee Highway in Cleveland at APD 40. Visit vehiclesdirect.com.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of the relationship that I've developed with my care team.
They take me directly back and start evaluating my needs.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of its flexibility, and so should you.
DPCA. Practice made perfect.
Mixed Mornings on Mix TV is Southeast Tennessee's best way to stay informed about local news, sports, weather, and community events, as well as traffic conditions. Plus, you'll never miss a minute of the latest whimsical banter and rants by the one and only Steve Hartline. Who wrote this promo? Never miss a minute. Mixed Mornings on MixTV.tv. Weekdays 7 to 9. MixTV.tv. I'm going to find out who wrote this.
A few clouds early in the day, otherwise mostly sunny with a high of 72. Your current Simply Bank temperature is 46 degrees. This weather forecast is brought to you by the Center for Cosmetic Dentistry, Doctors Ken and Brian Beard. Call them at 423-476-6541 or visit centerforcosmeticdentistry.com.
Broadcasting from the Kia of Cleveland studios, this is Talk 1013 The Buzz, WCLE, HD2 and 1013 FM, W267BI Cleveland.
Presented by Best Buy Metals, making sure the top of your house is the best it can be. BestBuyMetalRoofing.com.
Fox News is next. Presented by Capital Tire Service in downtown Cleveland.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A second woman now accuses Georgia Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker of pressuring her into having an abortion 30 years ago.
Well, that's a lie.
Walker's campaigned as pro-life and tells Fox Democrats will do anything to win this Senate seat. The woman says she voted twice for former President Trump.
I do not believe that Herschel is morally fit to be a U.S. Senator.
She says they had a years-long affair and produced personal notes, a photo, and a hotel receipt. She's keeping her identity secret. There was no big Powerball winner last night.
With no grand prize winner, Saturday night's estimated bonanza will be $800 million. That would be the fifth largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history. If the winner chooses a cash payout, that's worth more than $383 million.
Fox's Carmen Roberts. Elon Musk visited Twitter headquarters in San Francisco. The deadline's tomorrow to complete his purchase of the company. America's listening to Fox News.
The Mix 1041 News Desk, brought to you by Logan Thompson Law, a tradition of legal and community service. That's Logan Thompson Law at LoganThompsonLaw.com. All right, we're going to have a quick update here of local and state news from the Logan Thompson Law News Desk. We're on Mix 1041, Talk 1013 The Buzz, and MixTV.tv. And our two candidates for State Senate District 1 are in our studios this morning. We're going to be joining them in just a moment for our final debate and what we've been doing all this year, our morning debate series. All right, let me just a quick check of the news here. We have been told now by Fran Green, the Bradley County early vote through last night is 2,954 people have voted early, and that at the three Bradley County early voting locations, Bradley County Election Commission downtown, also at the Bradley Square Mall, and just until Saturday, the Northeast Recreation Center, 2,954. That's actually above August, but behind 2018. A couple of other quick notes here. We had the first announcement this morning from the governor's office that Governor Bill Lee has launched a school safety toolkit for Tennessee families. The governor launched the new toolkit for state State Families a practical resource to help parents prepare and engage in their child's school safety plan. You can find out more by downloading the Safe TN app. The Safe TN app. And finally, Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly held a public hearing to field questions about his proposal to convert the old Airport Inn on Lee Highway into permanent housing for the homeless. However, the plan has some community members concerned for their own safety, including people from the Silverdale Academy, which is located just down the road. Our news partners at Local 3 covered it last night. The Step Up Foundation, which is working with the city of Chattanooga, partnered to start the project, cited what they say are successes of the programs around the nation. That is our news at this moment, brought to you in part by Mark Shepard Shelter Insurance, now in Cleveland. Mark Shepard Shelter Insurance, 2334 Keith Street, Cleveland. Call 423-339-8777. All right, and we say good morning to all of you this morning. Welcome in. It is our final in our series of Mixed Mornings, our debate series, which we have been doing really since going back to last April this year. This will be our final one. And we are joined now by state Senate candidates for the 1st District, and that is the Democratic nominee, Dr. Patricia Waters, and the Republican nominee, Dr. J. Adam Lowe. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
I really appreciate it very much. And I tell you what, we're gonna have just to set the ground rules here. First, thanks so much to Ralph and Shari Buckner, Ralph Buckner Jr., Ralph Buckner Funeral Home, sponsoring our debate series all this year. We're gonna have 2-minute opening statements, 2-minute responses to questions, and then a 2-minute close. You say why? Because I can remember it. That's why. So anyway, there we go. I tell you, we'll do this by alphabetical order on the last name. So Dr. Lowe, we're going to begin with you for your opening statement.
Excellent. Thanks, Steve. I just want to say thank you to the people of the 1st District. You have been very welcoming and warm to my wife and my family and I as we have campaigned throughout Ray County, Meigs County, McMinn County, and Bradley County. We feel that the campaign has added to our family. We've preached family from the get-go because we believe that's the strength that people need in a time of economic and governmental uncertainty and crisis and change. The things that we can depend on tend to be the people that we call family. We've always taken that definition as a large umbrella. We've said family's more than just your kinship. It's your community. It's those you invest in. And we live in an area of the country where we take care of one another. We've done a phenomenal job, whether it's a natural disaster or meeting the needs of the homeless or those who are most marginalized in our communities. We tend not to look north to D.C. or other states. We tend to figure out in Tennessee how to deal with Tennessee problems. We have a state right now that since 2006 has been operated under the premise of conservative policies, both economically, socially, and what we have seen since that time is positive change in Tennessee that's made us one of the strongest economies in the nation. We're growing, and people vote with their feet. We can talk rhetoric all day long, but at the end of the day, people are fleeing blue states to come to red states like Tennessee because of the environment that we've created. We have a strong economy with job growth. We have a quality of life that's just admired by those across the nation, and that's come during a season where nationally we've just not seen a lot of hope. We've not seen a lot of hope out of Washington, D.C. We've not seen a lot of hope out of the rhetoric of typical politicians. But meanwhile, in Tennessee, our Tennessee values are at work, and we're seeing a lot of progress that has made it a great place to live.
All right. Thank you, Adam Lowe. And now, Dr. Patricia Waters.
Good morning.
Doctor.
It is lovely to be here, and thank you for hosting us in this really important citizenship participation that we need so much. It is true. Many people are moving to Tennessee, and they're offered the camera of no income tax, which is enshrined in our law. However, once they get here, they do discover some things that need to be addressed. We have wonderful people in Tennessee this area of the country is blessed with absolutely gorgeous natural beauty. Unfortunately, you can't eat beauty. We also have a rather high unemployment rate in this area, and I think we need to pay attention to our infrastructure. One infrastructure investment we need to make is in education. The other, I think, is we need to expand public transportation from Nashville to Chattanooga to Knoxville and create if you will, a triangle with and a direct line to Atlanta, so we have real public access to jobs. We also need to improve our internet access in our rural areas, not only for education. We saw COVID reveal the inadequacies of access to internet, but also for purposes of higher education and for job growth. So I think in our rural areas, we need to look at an investment in our people and in our education infrastructure. We also have a couple of environmental issues that we need to look at. On Watts Bar and along the Tennessee River, we have some problems with invasive species. The Asian carp and the milfoil plants that have invaded the area. We have seen Kentucky Lake suffer terrible deprivation in terms of that not being addressed.
Thank you, Dr. Waters. And I tell you, those are our opening statements. So now we're going to begin with questions, and some have come from the audience, some come from me. And we're going to begin with the economy and financial matters, and let's do this that we received across the state. Here's the question: across the state, we see industries flooding into our communities. Around Tennessee, such as Ford with a Blue Oval plant in West Tennessee, Hankook Tire coming to Tennessee, even Icy, the drink company, coming from California. If you are elected to this position, state senator, how and what will you do to bring more industries and jobs to District 1? And Dr. Waters, we're going to begin with you.
Well, I think one of the first things we have to do is to make sure our medical infrastructure is as strong as possible. And to do that, we need to expand Medicaid so our rural hospitals are not in jeopardy of closing, because roughly across our county areas, we have anywhere from 10 to 15% of people who do not have medical insurance. If our companies are coming in and they have medical insurance benefits, that is wonderful, but they need to have the local medical infrastructure to take care of their employees. And so expanding Medicaid across the board will help our communities maintain their hospitals and maintain the doctors that they have in our area. Secondly, I think when plants come in, they do look at education, and we need to look at the inequities in teacher pay across our area. Athens City Schools just gave a wonderful pay raise. I think the starting salary is around $45,000 now. It could be around $43,000, depending on your level of education. In the county, it's still around $38,000 for starting salary. That's just a little above living wage. And so that disparity is we see it across our region. And I think we need to address teacher pay inequity. Also, our schools are aging, so we need to look at infrastructure in terms of making our schools more healthy, if you will. We have so many wonderful communities, but we have also disparities, say, in Athens, where we have building codes, and in the county, where we have really none. It's a free-for-all. So we need some sort of equitable balance so people know when they're moving into an area, their houses will be built to code. So that might be something to look at.
Thank you, Dr. Waters. Dr. Lowe, same question.
Well, when industries are looking to relocate, they look at a couple of key things. You talked about bringing industry here. One is they're going to look at workforce, available workforce. Who do we have that they can hire, that they can use in that capacity? They're going to look at their economic picture to decide, is this a place that we can function and function efficiently when we move to the area? And it's something that Tennessee's addressed openly. We've created a positive tax environment for industry to come to Tennessee, but we've also started addressing this workforce issue, which has been one of our largest challenges, because even though our population's growing and people are moving here, it's not necessarily working adults. It's people who've spent their life bruised and battered in blue states, and they want to spend their retirement here in Tennessee where they're more comfortable. So we have to generate that. We've also realized in community a long time ago, because we've had a strong manufacturing base, especially here in Bradley County and surrounding areas, that we have to destigmatize those careers that are in manufacturing, trade skill careers. We've made a $30 million investment locally in the Pie Center. That's public-private partnership. That is a facility that's going to address EMTs, education, diesel mechanics, mechatronics, all of the necessary skills base that companies look for. Any company that's looking for a workforce that's the most prepared is going to look at Southeast Tennessee. They're going to look at District 1. We have tracts of land available for development. We have people who are willing to work, and we have a new generation of students in our school system that are making their ways into those careers and training themselves to be ready and job ready. And our existing industry is putting putting the meat and potatoes behind it. They're making those capital investments in that project, partnering with the public. So I think we've seen great progress with investments in education, investment with infrastructure to be ready, and I think we have the tax environment and regulatory environment in Tennessee that's going to draw those people in.
Thank you, Dr. Lowe. And Dr. Lowe, we're going to give you this question first this time. This will be our final question before our first break. You're listening, if you're just joining us, Mix 1041. We're live on mixtv.tv. These are our state Senate candidates in District 1. And we're so pleased to be joined, that they joined us this morning. Adam Lowe, your question first. Do you believe, we got this from the public, do you believe Governor Lee should go further with tax reliefs like Governor DeSantis has in Florida, with taking away sales tax for items such as sports equipment, baby and children's items, pet and animal food and products, to help Tennesseans who are strapped for cash? And I would almost frame that in this inflationary time in which we're in. So I'm going to begin with you, Adam.
Well, I think to contend with inflation, one of the things that states can do is reduce taxes. Tax reductions work in an inflationary environment. A perfect example is the food tax. Now, that is something that conservatives have targeted since they've been in control in Tennessee. There was never an attempt to mitigate the food tax until 2006. We've already cut it by 1.5%. There's still 4% to work with there. And that's one of the biggest areas of inflation that we've seen, is in food. In some cases 28% on some products. So there is some relief that Tennessee could do. That's a partnership between Governor Lee and obviously the legislature on what we could do as far as a reprieve on the tax side. And Governor DeSantis has done some very positive things. Here's the challenge. States just cannot continue to shoulder cutting what the federal government tends to eat up with bad policy. We can't give rescue inhalers when there's a bunch of allergens in the room. We need to address the allergens in the room, and that takes some work in D.C. Even if Tennessee started giving a bunch of tax reprieves, eventually we run out of options. We extinguish those options. I'd love to see us reduce the food tax. We're looking at a $1 billion surplus in Tennessee. I don't call that a surplus. I call that overcollection. Now, be mindful that much like Florida, Tennessee is very sales tax driven. So we have to look at sales tax abatements in order to generate those reductions, because we don't have a state income tax and other places to do it. So food tax is a great place to start. I don't know if we start picking sporting equipment or things like that. I think it's just a matter of looking where people can save the most. The food environment makes the most sense because we've seen the highest rate of inflation there, and we have a direct tax that we've already started targeting to reduce, and we can continue to.
Dr. Waters, I'm boiled down the question a little bit here. So as Senator, if elected, how would you help Tennesseans around the state fight the ever-increasing inflation and economic question?
Well, the anomaly in Tennessee, of course, is that we make money on inflation. Inflation has meant that we have a $1.8 billion surplus. And it means that we have $243 million more than we did September of last year. And we're projected to have an even more huge surplus by the end of the year. Let's end the sales tax on food for an entire year and see how that affects our tax surplus and our revenue situation. But at least during the inflationary period, end the sales tax on food for an entire year. We have the surplus to cover it. I'd also like to address, rather than nickel and dime, let's permanently end the tax on period products. Women should not be taxed for being women. In countries around the world, taxes on period products are over. A box of 34 Tampax costs $10.99. When you put tax on it, it's over $12. There are girls who cannot go to school because they can't afford period products. We have a ministry in Athens where we make free supplies available, but that's not viable across the state. What we need is relief for this specific, I'm sorry, I'm pounding.
That's okay, it's fine. It's all right.
But let's end the sales tax on food. Look at the surpluses we have, look at the projected surpluses we're going to have, and let's deal with inflation where we can. And lest we forget, every dollar that Tennessee spends, 37% of that dollar comes from the federal government. And if we had corporations paying their corporate income tax, perhaps we would have even more money. What an interesting thought that might be.
Dr. Waters, thank you very much. Going to take a break right here, and you are listening or watching, or maybe both, to Mix 1041, MixTV.tv. We really appreciate our candidates coming in. The State Senate District 1. A reminder, we'll have election night coverage, as always, since 1957 on WCLE, now radio and TV, on November 8th. Looking forward to that. Going to take a break. Thanks so much, Ralph and Shari Buckner, Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory and their family of funeral homes, for sponsoring this entire year of our debate series. What's the goal here? To get the ideas out, to talk about it, and have constructive conversation. That's what a democracy is all about, and we're proud to be involved in that. So we're going to take a break right here, and we'll have more when we come back in just a moment.
This is Thomas. At Mermaid Mattress, we try to buy from as many local vendors as we can. Our foam company that we buy from is here in Cleveland. Our spring maker, Leggett & Platt, is in Atlanta. Our wood comes from Kentucky. So it's all right here bordering the state of Tennessee. So we really are a local company.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. It's football time here in the great state of Tennessee. Score big with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland all month long. Visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
It's time for Bradley County to start talking about fentanyl. Did you know in 2021 there were over 20 overdose deaths related to fentanyl in our town? ATS The Bridge is committed to educating and spreading awareness about drug abuse and bring a message of hope to our community. Our community is worth it. Even if substance abuse is the last thing to worry about with your kid, their awareness can help save a friend. For more info, visit atsthebridge.org. ATS The Bridge, speaking out against drugs, speaking up with a message of hope. Visit atsthebridge.org.
Hey, it's Josh with Wholesale Supply. Our team members have been serving the Southeast with the best plumbing, electrical, and HVAC products for the past 75 years. Founded in Cleveland, Tennessee, Wholesale Supply has everything you need, from water heaters to kitchen faucets, from lighting to septic tanks. We literally sell it all. Don't believe me? Stop by one of our 32 stores across the Southeast and check it out for yourself. And tell them Josh sent you. And remember, Wholesale Supply is open Monday through Friday and open to the public.
From Lookout Mountain to Cleveland, from Red Bank to Collegedale, luxury lives here.
Chattanooga Auto Square is your home for premium luxury automobiles.
And we have the largest selection in all of Chattanooga of pre-owned vehicles from every major brand.
Chattanooga Auto Square, Jaguar, Land Rover, Porsche, Infiniti.
Luxury lives here.
For those who deal with painful leg veins, Dr. Eston Winger wants you to know there is help.
Typically, most patients that come in have varying degrees of symptoms with their legs, and it could be that your legs feel heavy, your legs feel tired, your legs ache, your legs swell. And typically this is worsened as the day progresses as you're up on your legs. And most people think, oh, they're just for cosmetic reasons, but no, actually your legs can hurt by having varicose veins. The fact is that the veins are not going to go away on their own. The only way they're going to go away is by an intervention. And if they do bother you or you have questions about them, then I'd be more than happy to talk to you in consultation.
Schedule a consultation by phone 423-472-5423. You're watching Mix Mornings on Mix TV. Here is your current Kia of Cleveland time. And your current temperature is brought to you by Simply Bank.
It's 8:25. Let's get a quick check of our Simmons Bank celebration list, Bridget.
Okay, happy birthday to Abigail Higgins. She is 17 today. It's Austin's favorite cousin. Dr. Russell Dyer having a birthday today, director of Cleveland City Schools. Steve Sconzo celebrating today. Ruthie Panny also having a birthday today, the principal at Michigan Avenue Elementary. Madden Horsemeyer is 2 years old today. Christopher Edwards is 18, a senior at Bradley Central. He plays baseball there. Ernie Lundy is celebrating today. That is Gideon's grandfather. And then Elijah Jet Brewer is 7 today. Calling your birthdays and wedding anniversaries to us. We'll take those on the volunteer Ridipest Mix line, 614-6499. You can also text us at that same number on the HHM text line. You can go to our website, mymix1041.com, or download our free Mix 1041 app. It's the Simmons Bank celebration list. At Simmons Bank, they work hard to help make their customers' dreams come true.
All right, quick check of our Mermaid Mattress Weather Center. Roger Pickett.
Our anniversary Lindsay Line Queen mattress is on sale now for only $499. A mattress you can flip and rotate just like you used to, but only at Mermaid Mattress.
For today, sunny skies, a high of 68, partly cloudy this evening with a low of 45. And then for tomorrow, a few clouds early in the day, otherwise mostly sunny with a high of 72. Your current Simply Bank temperature is 45 degrees. This weather forecast is brought to you by Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix, family-owned business serving Cleveland for over 40 years. Call them at 423-479-4541 or visit lamcon.us to find out more.
All right, welcome back, everybody. 8:27, Mix 1041. We're on mixtv.tv, and we are joined by our candidates for State Senate District 1. And once again, reintroducing, we have Dr. Patricia Waters, the Democratic nominee, and Dr. Adam Lowe, the Republican nominee. And I want to talk about crime. I want to talk about safety. And Dr. Waters, we're going to begin with you. You know, the statistics in Tennessee show that as the state grows and as this district grows, we have some rising crime rates. We have things happening. We have even the governor this morning who's introduced an entirely new proposal about keeping children safe in schools. We see what's happened around the nation. Now, I'd just love to get a general response from you about the state of safety in the volunteer state and what you would do if you were elected in District 1.
In terms of assaults on schools, we see a theme emerging over time, and we see the theme of mental health. And I can remember the decentralization of mental health services in the state of Tennessee. For instance, we had mental hospitals, Central State Hospital, Bolivar. I think there was one in East Tennessee. I can't remember where it was. But what we have seen is a diminution in access to some mental health services. And I think given COVID and the rise in anxiety that we see amongst our students, we really need to address the mental health of our children and their well-being in a holistic way. And I think one of the things we can do is invest in mental health services in our schools. Just as we put nurses in the schools, we need counselors and counseling in the schools. Because when we see these isolated children coming out and feeling alienated and then picking up a gun to solve their problems, that is just, that's a need we're not addressing, I really think. And also in terms of safety in our schools, I mean, we have looked so much at the buildings, at the SROs, at how we negotiate, but in Uvalde, we saw a major problem with just communication, how police forces communicated across their different boundaries. And I think we really, really need to look at the infrastructure of police communication amongst different districts and amongst different law enforcement entities, and really make that as rational as possible so we don't have a situation like we had in Uvalde where we had so many officers but no clear path of communication or command. That is something we need to look at.
Dr. Lowe, same question.
I happen to be married to one of those school counselors, so I'm a huge advocate of the work that she's done, and she has been very, very clear with what prevention can do in that space. So by all means, we have to continue to make sure that we're getting in front of the problem with school safety. But let's look at it from a 10,000-foot view. Tennessee's growing. With more people become more problems. And a lot of our crime problems are going to be isolated to larger metropolitan areas, but we are seeing it statewide. So one thing we have to do is make sure that law enforcement has the resources to grow as our communities grow. And that's a partnership between state and local government that has to continue. Now, thank God we're not New York or Michigan or California, where a lot of that crime wave is just crippling. We saw it in their state debates over their federal senator debates. We saw them that issue addressed of public safety. Most people in District 1 still feel safe in this community, but what we don't want to do is get behind the problem, and school safety has been one of those. You know, I commend the governor for actually making an effort to say we're going to address the issue. And you know, and I'm one of those that's kind of sick of the political banter back and forth with regards to what's happening with school violence. I want pragmatic solutions, and there's an age-old adage that a superior show of force is what you have to do to protect. We have to protect our kids. Our kids are required to go to school if they're not homeschooled or otherwise. We're putting them into situations that are fish in a barrel situations. And thankfully in Southeast Tennessee, we've had a robust school resource officer program that's equipped school resource officers. We've had sheriffs who've taken that responsibility on themselves before we've ever responded federally or as a state level. And I'm still an advocate of having more trained crisis response people in those spaces to protect our kids when they go to school, and for us to look at policies that fundamentally create the environment that draw people who want to perpetrate violence on children.
All right, we're going to move to another question here, and that's going to. I want to talk about broadband, and I want to talk about broadband access, because that is a hot topic around not only the state but the nation. And I want to talk about that. What, if elected, would you do to make broadband more equitable and more available as a state senator? But I would also, and for time, I'm just going to sort of make this a hybrid question in some ways. What did you think of the test scores that came back during COVID? During the pandemic, the test scores that are low around this nation, including in Tennessee, where some in education say we've, in fact, because of what happened, may have lost a generation of learning. So, at any rate, so broadband and your thoughts about the test scores, the numbers that came back in. Dr. Lowell, begin with you.
So you're talking about the learning loss
the
that
learning
was
loss,
apparently
yes.
there. Some of that's a little bit of alarmism, but it's worth paying attention to. Now in Tennessee, our kids got back to the classroom a lot faster than other states. So most of those discussions are taking place in states where people had prolonged closures of the school system, and there really was some reduction in learning. Children are capable of catching up in a lot of ways, and I think you're going to see school systems respond. I can't speak for other states, but I know in Tennessee we're still setting standards. We've recently set the standard with literacy in 3rd grade in Tennessee. We're putting money behind those literacy tutors that children who are behind are going to get. We have to see more innovation like that without all the political rhetoric that gets saddled in the space, trying to actually help kids progress in that environment. To answer your question about broadband, we just saw a $1.7 billion investment, both at federal and state funds, into broadband in Tennessee. But let's not forget, what we don't talk about with broadband is why it's been so slow to our area. Private providers have wanted to expand in East Tennessee for a long period of time, and it's not been economically advantageous. Because what a lot of people don't realize is as they come through and they use public utility poles, especially those where TVA has an interest, in East Tennessee, those government entities through TVA are requiring 4 to 5 times the cost to attach to utility poles to expand broadband in Tennessee. And so for ages, private providers like Spectrum and AT&T have opted, when they had the opportunity to expand, when they were incentivized even with grant money to do so, to go to other areas like Duke Power and places where they were attaching at a far less rate. They could serve more people, more customers. So government was in the way of broadband expansion to begin with. The good news is we're kind of making up for it now. We're making those governmental investments via grants that you're going to see a massive expansion of broadband in Tennessee. I'm very excited about it.
Dr. Waters, same hybrid question.
Well, I got kind of gobsmacked yesterday because I was listening to a discussion about this very point on NPR. And the expert in the field said that broadband is no longer the goal, because in a household, when you are doing work at home, when you're doing school at home, when you're doing higher education at home, broadband is not a sufficient medium to do all those activities at the same time. I think the best solution is to make access to the internet a utility. As it stands now, AT&T can charge you one rate here in Bradley County, one rate here in Cleveland. You go 2 blocks over, they can charge somebody else. The billing is not transparent. You have no idea across the board what you are being charged or why. You can go to McMinn and find spotty coverage within the city of Athens itself. You go on a hill, no coverage. You're down on the street, some coverage, spotty, and there's no responsibility. For the first time, we're starting to look at households and planning household incomes in a systemic way around access to internet. And if we think of it as a necessity, it becomes a utility. And we need to make it a utility and subject to the regulation that all utilities have. And that's transparency across billing and access. Speaking of which, I think it would be helpful if our United States senators didn't take massive amounts of money from Verizon, AT&T, and Comcast in order to stifle competition. And that might have been helpful from the get-go. But, you know, that can be addressed. However, access to broadband, as we call it now, the internet, is essential for every household in our region. You had a second part, and I didn't get to it.
Well, and I'll be glad to get, because I did make a hybrid question there. The low test scores, just to comment on...
You're talking about the NEEP scores.
Exactly.
What we call the nation's report card.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can just get a quick comment
on that. The pandemic is a 100-year event. It happened. We have to deal with it. And the way we deal with it is by hiring not only literacy coaches and reading teachers and reading specialists, but we also focus on numeracy. But we have to have a focus as well on writing pedagogy, because nothing comes together unless we have a dialogic relationship within the classroom itself, and that takes time. Our teachers need time. They don't need to be overburdened with overloaded classes, and they need free time to develop their pedagogy and make their right curricular choices. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Waters. All right, what we're going to do now, I want to spend some time on the amendments that are on the ballot. And these 4 amendments are getting a lot of attention, quite frankly, and so I wanted to get our candidates' thoughts on each of them. And I tell you what, we're just going to run through these, is how we're going to do this. And we'll just go one at a time here. And if I can, I tell you what, Bridget, we're just going to suspend the time. We're just going to have a conversation, and we'll just take that off, okay? So we'll, can I do that? Can I make a rule? I can make a, hey, what about?
You called this meeting.
Well, did I really? Oh, man. Okay, so here we go. So let's just talk about these amendments, and I want to begin, I'll begin with you, Dr. Waters. Let's talk about Amendment 1. I'm just going to read it. The first amendment on your ballot, listed as Amendment 1, would add a section to the state constitution to make it illegal to deny or attempt to deny employment to a person in Tennessee for their affiliation or lack thereof with any labor union or employee organization. And that's why they're calling it the Right to Work Amendment. So basically a yes on Amendment 1 would add the right to work to the Constitution, while a no vote would not. What do you make of this First Amendment?
What I make of it is I see a millionaire, Bill Lee, and I see a billionaire, Bill Haslam, with their shorts in a wad about unions coming to Tennessee. Ford is coming to West Tennessee. It is a union shop. But here's the deal. We have a right to work law. We've been a right to work state, quote unquote, that Orwellian phrase, which I despise, since 1947. 1947. Why do we need a constitutional amendment? Well, here's the interesting thing. Ford is not incorporated in Tennessee, and therefore is not subject to the right to work law when they come here. They can bring their union shop and their union rules, and that has millionaire Lee and billionaire Haslam all upset. Why? Because it might just raise wages in the area. It might spread the unions. We have unions because people died to protect their rights to employment. Remember the Shirtwaist Triangle Factory? 1911? 143 people died because the employer locked the doors and closed the exits so girls couldn't take their break. We have unions to protect workers. That's where the Ladies Garment Worker Union came from. We have children who are not in the labor force because of unions. We have the 8-hour day. We have the 40-hour week because of unions. We have safety regulations because of unions, not because of employers. Workers need protection, and they do it by banding together.
Thank you, Dr. Waters. Dr. Lowe.
We've had 100 years of policy since 1911. Of employment law that has offered up those protections. I hear what's being said about millionaire and billionaire, but working class Adam and working class Joe and working class Steve doesn't necessarily want to kiss the ring of a union boss to get a job. I don't understand the liberal opposition to the idea that you cannot discriminate based on whether someone is or is not in a union. This policy, whether it's Orwellian in its description or not, and now a constitutional amendment, simply says that an employer cannot factor your decision to be in or out of a union in whether or not you get that job. It actually protects your ability to join a union. It actually says that an employer can't penalize you for being a part of a union. This is an anti-discriminatory policy. We've had it in Tennessee. It's worked in Tennessee. But let's look at really what's happening. The elephant in the room is the fact that unions have struggled to find relevance going forward. The ones who've adjusted well in the past few decades are those who've moved to more like professional associations, offering benefits to their members, education, continuing ed, opportunities to network. And the ones who have suffered have continued to rely on what they were 50, 100 years ago, which was a power brokering entity that controlled things. Employment law offers a lot of those protections that unions felt like they had to battle. My grandfather was a lifelong union member, a state employees union, worked as a janitor in the school systems. A union Democrat, my grandfather was. And in the 80s, he started saying, I voted against, the union's no longer relevant, his particular union. Now, luckily, the state employees unions have shifted to what I said before. The ones who've adapted well have become like more professional associations. But people should vote yes on this amendment. They should vote yes to make it part of a clear message in Tennessee. We talked earlier, how do we get industry here? We don't want just any industry. We want an industry that values what we value here in Tennessee. And if Ford thinks that you have to be forced to pay dues to their union, that in turn turns around and takes that money and dumps it into political initiatives that these people in Tennessee don't agree with, then Ford doesn't need to be here, or another agency doesn't need to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Lowe. I'm going to go to the second of 4 amendments, and then we're going to take a break in just a moment. So here's the second amendment. I'll begin with you, Dr. Lowe. The second amendment would establish a temporary line of succession for the governor should he or she become unable to perform their duties. Currently, the state of Tennessee does not have a line of succession established, which I find amazing, quite frankly. If passed, Amendment 2 would establish the Speaker of the Senate as next in command. If that position is empty, the role would go to the Speaker of the House. Adam.
The rest of these amendments are pretty much going to be housekeeping and cleaning up some policy things. People need to vote yes on this amendment. This amendment simply just says that those people do not have to resign their previous positions when they temporarily fulfill duties of the office above them, that they can go back to those roles. So it's really a simple explanation of just housekeeping and keeping temporary issues where the governor's incapacitated. And this came up during COVID. We saw it in New York when Andrew Cuomo got sick with COVID and had to duck out for a little bit. People don't necessarily want to resign as lieutenant governor in order to temporarily be governor. They should be able to go back to their previous role.
Dr. Waters?
It's rational. Vote yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take a break right here. 8:45. You are listening to Mix 104.1, Talk 101.3 The Buzz. You're watching us on MixTV.tv. Our two candidates for State Senate District 1, we have Dr. Adam Lowe, Dr. Patricia Waters, and I appreciate them both for joining us. All right, so we're going to take our final break and then come back. We'll go to the other two amendments and then their closing statements here this morning. Thanks again, Ralph and Shari Buckner. Ralph Buckner Jr., Ralph Buckner Funeral Home, for sponsoring. This has been a full year, really, of forums like this or debates like this on our morning program, which we had not done before until this election year, and we definitely will continue these going forward. We're back in just a moment. Stand by for more.
At some point in your life, you may be faced with a legal challenge, whether it be a personal injury, business dispute, or family matter. Our goal is to overcome your legal obstacles and get your life back on track.
If you or a loved one have been injured or have legal issues confronting you and your family, talk with someone on our team. We will investigate your problem to determine the facts and the law. Working together, we can develop a plan to obtain the result you deserve.
My dad says our new Linux system saves energy.
Well, saving energy means saving money.
A lot of money?
Yep.
Time for a raise in my allowance.
Savings year after year.
A big raise.
Call today for perfect air you can feel in your home and savings you can feel in your wallet.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Dale's Heating and Air today.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Stop by today and take advantage of Bradley County's largest pre-owned inventory. Or visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
Remember Me Senior Care is Cleveland's first assisted living and memory care neighborhood. They specialize in assisted living for those who are still active with a community of indoor and outdoor activities. They also provide memory care living for those who are facing life with dementia. Learn more online at remembermesc.com or call their office and set up an in-person visit at 423-473-3140. Remember Me Senior Care, a culture of care your loved one deserves.
I've struggled with acne since I was 13. I can't tell you how many times I canceled plans because I couldn't get myself to leave the house. I experienced another sudden breakout and finally turned to Cortina. It was so easy. I just answered a few questions online and uploaded photos. My board-certified dermatologist created the perfect plan, and my custom medication was sent directly to my door. With Cortina, acne no longer has to be a lifelong struggle.
Need a metal roof for your home or business? Come see us at Best Buy Metals, a leading manufacturer of metal roofing products. Looking for great service? Check. Want to choose from a wide variety of metal roofing products? Check. How about complimentary takeoffs and free estimates for commercial and residential projects? Check and check. From small orders to semi-loads, we've got you covered. Literally. Best Buy Metals, quality roofing that lasts a lifetime. Come see us today.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
Serenity Funeral Homes. Convenient, caring, affordable. Cleveland's most affordable funeral home. Completely remodeled. Offering cremations as low as $5.95. Funerals, $15.95. SerenityofCleveland.com. When trust matters most.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of the relationship that I've developed with my care team.
They take me directly back and start evaluating my needs.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of its flexibility, and so should you.
DPCA. Practice made perfect.
Trust Health Markets for your health, life, Medicare, or... You're watching Mix Mornings on Mix TV. Here is your current Kia of Cleveland time. And your current temperature is brought to you by Simply Bank.
Simply Bank and their grand opening on 25th Street tomorrow morning. Join us 7 a.m. Free Hardee's breakfast while supplies last, among other big prizes. Our final segment now of our Mix Mornings debate series brought to you by Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory. Find out more at ralphbuckner.com. We are pleased to be joined in our final debate series debate by the candidates for State Senate District 1. We have Dr. Patricia Waters and Dr. Adam Lowe. When I hit these final two amendments and then your closing statements. Let's go to amendment number 3. Dr. Waters, I'm going to begin with you. And on the ballot, as it states, amendment number 3 would prohibit slavery and involuntary servitude. Currently, the state constitution states that slavery and involuntary servitude are prohibited, quote, except as a punishment for a person convicted by due process of the law. The section would be removed and replaced with, quote, slavery and involuntary servitude are forever prohibited. Nothing in this section shall prohibit an inmate from working when the inmate has been duly convicted of a crime. Dr. Waters.
Penal servitude and involuntary slavery, commonly known as neo-slavery, was a feature of Jim Crow. Beginning in the 1870s, 1880s, and then grew as a business for state prisons, particularly in Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi, and in Tennessee as well, but not as much, and became a business where local sheriffs fed into the penal system people who were unjustly arrested. So even though this language is superseded by the language of the Constitution, it needs to come off our Constitution and bring us into the 21st century wherever we are.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Lowe.
Yeah, vote yes. It's pretty, again, getting that language out of the Constitution. Those who are incarcerated, who've committed crimes that have caused them to forego their freedoms, are not slaves and the wards of the state, and they should be allowed to work. And we've got to get past the language of the past that most of us are trying to intergenerationally shed for the attempt to be very clear that we stand with freedom of all law-abiding people in the nation. So, yeah, let's just vote yes on that amendment.
Okay. And the final amendment on the ballot, the fourth proposed amendment, would remove a section from the Constitution that prohibits religious leaders from holding seats in either house of the state legislature. Although this law has not been enforced in the past, a yes vote would amend the Constitution and would remove that language. Dr. Lowe.
Much like with the previous amendment, this is another one where federal Supreme Court rulings have superseded what we've had in the language here in Tennessee. So yeah, we don't want, just because you choose to be a minister as a profession, to preclude you from public service. So vote yes on Amendment 4.
Dr. Waters.
Vote yes.
Okay. We are going to turn our timer back on. Bridget, are you awake? That's a surprise. Okay. So anyway, we are going to turn our time clock back on. Dr. Waters, you'll have 2 minutes. These are our closing statements now. Dr. Waters, will begin with you. And again, thank you for joining us.
Is this my camera? Where's my camera?
I think is it this one?
Is it that one?
I believe it's this one. There we go.
Austin, find the camera.
Austin, find the camera. Dr. Waters, it's this one.
Thank you for this opportunity. Engagement in the political process is so important for our community because we have such poor voting records here in Tennessee. But I do want to speak to something of paramount importance, because I got into this race not because I needed a career. I have had a career. I am also a writer and a book artist, and I had great plans to engage in what I love most after I retired. But the laws that came out of the Tennessee General Assembly affecting public education, particularly laws regarding charters and vouchers, and now the punitive laws that are going to punish third and fourth graders for test scores on one given day and their retention in the grade that has nothing to do with their teacher's understanding of their entire performance over their entire year. I really think these laws need to be looked at and need to be reconsidered. The TISA formula for funding is essentially a bait and switch. The first 4 years are all hunky-dory. We have plenty of state money allocated. But then after 4 years, the state allocation goes from 100% to 75%, then another year 50%, then 25%, and then 0. So we need to look at the funding of the future that's coming down the pike, and we need to know that school districts have the monies to maintain their infrastructure, to maintain their buildings, to pay their teachers, to fund their students, and your battery's low. And so we can't see the time.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
15 seconds.
That is 15 seconds. And I do want to address in these last seconds the trigger ban that was passed. Women are in trouble, and we need to revisit this law, because we just had a patient having to travel 6 hours by ambulance to North Carolina because she had preeclampsia. We need to address the medical needs of women by medicine, not by legislators. Thank you.
Dr. Waters, I will ask one final question of you, and how can we get more information about your campaign?
Oh, darling, I'm all over the internet. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm there. I have a website, and it's WATERS 4 TN. Actually, I don't run all these things myself, but I do take an interest in them now that I'm coming into this year of 2022.
Thank you, ma'am, very much. Dr. Adam Lowe, a final closing statement.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you to Ralph Buckner for sponsoring the debate series. I've been an advocate of public discourse. championed a radio show for a long time based on that, with people coming together talking about ideas. At the end of the day, 2006, something happened. Tennessee began governing by conservative policies and conservative ideas, and we've seen a lot of success in that endeavor, both in education and other arenas. You know, economically, our GDP in Tennessee is 13.2%. That's almost 3 points higher than the national average, and that's in this post-inflationary environment. We've seen new business filings go up 60% in Tennessee. We're seeing population growth, people voting with their feet. We've seen increases in education. Prior to 2006, before we started operating with conservative policies, in Tennessee we were spending 76% of the national average in education. We're now up to 91% of that mark. So we've made progress in that arena. You've seen that growth over and over. We've seen a reduction in food taxes. I'm really excited to hear people on the left actually talking about reducing taxes. That's great. You know, it took conservatives getting control to reduce those taxes. And part of that was a guy named Mike Bell, who served in this Senate seat for the past few years. So when I decided to run, much like Dr. Waters, I have my career. I was fine. I was fine outside of the political arena, but what I wanted was continuity of the things that we see working in Tennessee. Tennessee's being brave enough in a post-pandemic environment to make policy decisions and try to affect change in areas that we need. We need better literacy in our school systems. We need to champion life. We have to quit talking about pregnancy as if it's parasitic. We've started that in the state of Tennessee, and we've seen nonprofits and community leaders emerge in those arenas to be successful. We're borrowing their ideas, putting them to work in the public space, using conservative premises to move forward in Tennessee. And I think what you're going to see is that increased quality of life that we so love and that economic prosperity that we've grown accustomed to.
Dr. Adam Lowe, same final question for you. How do we get more information about your campaign?
Well, lowforsenate.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as well, but you tend to see me. Our campaign has been based on being on the ground. We've been at the festivals. We were at the Apple Festival here in Cleveland. We've been at the chamber meetings. We've been anything we get invited to, we try to be present, and if I can't be present, we try to have a proxy present. So ultimately, our quest is not for you to just interact with us on technology. We want to know you. We want to know about your family. We want to know what you love and what you value here in Tennessee. So when I represent you as your state senator, I take those values to Nashville.
I got one more question. It's going to be the biggest question you've heard all morning. If you had to pick your favorite Halloween costume, what would it be?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman! I love it!
Oh, wow.
Adam Lowe.
Merle Haggard all day long. The big black hat, baby. I'm
Merle Haggard?
Merle Haggard.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, we all every little boy in the South wanted to be Merle Haggard at some point growing up.
Haggard and Wonder Woman. I love it. Guys, thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you
Dr.
both.
Waters.
Thank you both offering yourselves for public service and your families. Because you know what, it's a full endeavor. Well, I really appreciate Dr. Waters, Dr. Patricia Waters, Dr. Adam Lowe for coming in this morning. Again, if you're just joining us, go back and watch the whole thing, mixtv.tv. But here's what we really want you to do. We want you to vote. My Lord, we have got to do better than what we did in August. Yeah. Deplorable. 13%. Come on, people. You know what? People died for our right to vote. And so if you're watching or listening right now, you're interested. You're interested. So get out there and let's vote. You can vote today through early voting, November 3rd, Monday through Friday, and Saturday in Bradley County, the Bradley County Election Commission, Bradley Square Mall, and until the 29th of the month, that's Saturday, at the Northeast Recreation Center. Thank you so much. Thanks to Ralph Buckner. Ralph and Shari, we appreciate you. RalphBuckner.com. Austin Chadwick, Dwayne Williams, Sheridan Mosley, who've really worked behind the scenes on all this. Really appreciate them. Even Bridget, who she was a timekeeper at WrestleMania 1 back in 1980. Were you born in 81? She's going to be a timekeeper again at a wrestling match near you. I'm heading to Oak Grove Elementary School. I'll see you out there. You can withdraw your children, I guess, while I'm there. All right. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Mix 1041, MixTV.tv for Ralph Buckner Funeral Home. I'm Steve Hartline. Our election coverage November 8th will be here 7 o'clock. Good day, everyone.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of the relationship that I've developed with my care team.
They take me directly back and start evaluating my needs.
I choose Direct Primary Care Associates because of its flexibility, and so should you.
DPCA. Practice made perfect.
I'm looking forward to the evening. I'm looking forward to the night. When you want the best buys, the time is right. Time to sleep with the mermaid tonight. Mermaid Mattress Factory and Showroom.
We're here at Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland.
We are here with great service. We're here. We're here.
We're here.
We're here with great deals. We're here for you.
So come get huge Nissan savings when you shop Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland and Cleveland-Nissan today. Home of the exclusive lifetime warranty.
Bender Realty is proud to have 3 agents who've been in real estate for over 40 years. The experts at Bender Realty don't just live here, they volunteer and contribute to the community in our area.
Our involvement in the community of who being able to reach out to, whether it's city planner, county planner, economic development committee, to help you bring new businesses into the Cleveland area. We're all involved and we're able to keep up with what's going on and what's coming into Cleveland.
If you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or rent, trust your friends at Bender Realty. 472-2173. Bender-Realty.com. Be home with Bender Realty.
Cleveland Tire is ready to help your auto any way it can. We're one of the largest providers of Goodyear brand tires in the area. We sell all major brand tires. We have ASE certified mechanics on staff 6 days a week. We also have a commercial truck tire center that provides 24-hour roadside service and minor mechanical repairs on site. We have built our reputation on years of quality, affordable work and tires. We pride ourselves in customer satisfaction and great service. Cleveland Tire Center.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, and we will overpay for your old car today. High mileage, cosmetic issues, that's okay. Rusted, busted, can't be trusted, all trade-ins are welcome. Just bring us your old car as is. Don't even wash it. You'll be shocked of how much I'm willing to pay for your old car in any condition. Come see me, John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where selling your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Mix Mornings on Mix TV is Southeast Tennessee's best way to stay informed about local news, sports, weather, and community events, as well as traffic conditions. Plus, you'll never miss a minute of the latest whimsical banter and rants by the one and only Steve Hartline. Who wrote this promo? Never miss a minute. Mix Mornings on MixTV.tv. Weekdays 7 to 9. MixTV.tv. I'm going to find out who wrote this.
I am Cleveland Ford. I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford. I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Doug Beerthal, General Manager of Cleveland Ford, and together,
we are Cleveland Ford!
We're all picky about our produce, and whether you're a thumper, a sniffer, a squeezer, or just plain particular, we promise no one is more picky about produce than Food City. That's why we're introducing our Picky Promise. Whether it's from farms down the road or tropical produce from the ends of the earth, we guarantee it's fresh or we'll replace it. You see, we're picky about produce, so you don't have to be.
Sky as the day progresses. It'll be still a little bit chilly at noontime for lunch, 57 degrees with afternoon highs today in the mid to upper 60s, so mild air with the sun and winds from the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, some high thin clouds will move across our area with cool lows in the 40s. I'm Local 3 meteorologist Allison Pryor.
Fox News is next, presented by Capital Tire Service in downtown Cleveland.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The Democrats' Pennsylvania Senate candidate John Fetterman says his campaign's raised more than $2 million since Tuesday's debate when he sometimes struggled with symptoms from a stroke. He says he knew it wouldn't be easy.
I don't think that's ever been done before in American political history before, actually.
Fetterman there at a rally in Pittsburgh. Republican Mehmet Oz says he wanted more debates.
Their game plan was to run the clock out, and I have been chasing down John Fetterman since the general election started.
Dr. Oz with Fox's Sean Hannity. President Biden visits Syracuse today.
President Biden will give a speech on Micron Technology's plan to invest in chips manufacturing in upstate New York. The White House says the company plans to construct the largest semiconductor manufacturing facility in the U.S. and will create tens of thousands of jobs.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Gross domestic product in the third quarter of the year up 2.6% in the third quarter of the year. It was down 2 quarters in a row. America's listening to Fox News.
Capital Tire Service, downtown Cleveland, your local Michelin dealer since 1967. Providing Cleveland with quality products and services for over 50 years. Come see Freddie or Tony in downtown Cleveland for a great deal on Michelin tires.
All right, Mix 104.1 WCOE as we continue on here with Mix Mornings on the radio, also on the Mix 104.1 app and MixTV.tv. We've got our friends in the studio right now from Cleveland State Community College. Cleveland State Curtain Call Society presents A Bad Year for Tomatoes by John Patrick. We've got the director of this a show, the performance that's coming up. Michael Myers is here. What a great name that is for this time of the year. I'm sure he's never heard that before. And we've also got some cast members from the show. So we're going to talk to them right now and get details how the community can come out to this free event. First of all, good morning to each and every one of y'all. How is everybody doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing good. We'll start off, of course, with the director, Michael Myers. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How are you doing?
Doing good. Well, tell me a little bit about this performance that's coming up here very soon.
Yes, it's a wonderful comedy, a lot of fun, a lot of twists and turns. Hollywood actress moves to New England to write her autobiography. Nosy neighbors come around. She recreates a character that she was on TV to kind of scare everyone away, but they become enamored with this sister. So she has to get rid of the sister to get rid of the neighbors. And suddenly there's a accusation of murder. So lots of fun and twists and turns.
Well, tell me a little bit. This is about the show, of course, a performance, but tell me a little bit about the Curtain Call Society there at Cleveland State, if you don't mind.
Curtain Call Society is the student theater group. We do have one of the presidents here, Canyon, and it's been around a couple years. They've been doing a lot of shows. They did Leaving Iowa last spring.
I remember they had the students in. That was great, yeah.
So we're just kind of continuing on with the legacy that they've built and keeping moving on.
We'll come over to the president. Canyon, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing really good. You were here with us last time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I recognized you. That he's a character without being in a character for him. But you play a character in this one called Tom, right?
Yes, he is the main character's kind of boyfriend, actor, or agent, because she's an actor.
Right.
So he basically doesn't agree with her living where she's living to write this autobiography, and he wants her back with him so bad that he can't stand it. So
how do you play this character? Pretty well, you think?
I think so.
Well, tell me about, let's go back. I'm going to ask you the same question, the Curtain Call Society there at Cleveland State. Kind of tell me how you got involved and how others can maybe get involved from Cleveland State.
So, like you said, I am one of the presidents. I got involved through Leaving Iowa. I just happened to show up one day to a rehearsal, and I fell in love with the group. and they invited me back this year, and they just voted us in. So
is it something that you just maybe see some post up on the wall there around the campuses, the campus buildings, to kind of tell you when to come out and do these kind of things? Is that how you will notice that it's time to do it?
Yeah, there'll be, for people that go to Cleveland State, there's things posted on the walls in some of the buildings. They post the time and the meeting location and what we'll be doing during the meeting. And if they want to get involved, just look up my email and they can, I can add them to something.
Now, let me ask you this. Is this something, I know a lot of people, when we think about drama departments and things in high school and even middle school now, and elementary plays, I mean, it seems like all levels have those now. Is this something you participated in at that level, or is this something you discovered at Cleveland State?
I was in Drama Central at Bradley.
At Bradley, okay.
And it just kind of carried over into my college career.
So there is an outlet for that at Cleveland State if you're a part of those, whether middle school, high school, or whatever that may be.
Yes.
There is called the Curtain Call Society at Cleveland State. They're here to talk about their performance coming up. A Bad Year for Tomatoes by John Patrick. Some of the cast members are here. We just met Kenya. Now Allie Gay is here. Now tell me about Wilma Mae Wilcox. Now tell me about that character.
Okay, so she is a nosy neighbor.
We all know one of those, right?
She is a little out there. She's very fun, whimsical. She believes in the natural healing of the earth. In the last scene, I'm barefoot because that's just how she is.
That's just how she is.
I'm just like a fun hippie. I welcome myself on into her home without asking, and I'm going to cure her sister.
Now, you were part of the last one, too. Was that right? Was you in them with the group?
No, I was not.
Okay. It's for some reason you look familiar, so maybe it's just from something else. But tell me about your experience there with Curtain Call Society.
So, actually, I was in Drama Central at Bradley.
Okay.
And I just kind of did it for fun. And I went into college. I didn't think I was going to get into theater again. But actually, Kenyon is my boyfriend.
Okay.
So,
all right. So I see another play coming in.
He was like, why don't you try out for this show, see what you think? And I was like totally against it at first.
Right.
But he convinced me to come and audition, and I got a part, and I've had a lot of fun. And so, yeah.
So you're glad you did it?
Yes.
Sometimes it takes a little push in the right direction to let you realize how much you either enjoyed something or maybe try something new that you haven't been a part of. Let's come back over to the director of this show, Michael Myers. Michael, tell us about dates, times, performances, things that people can be a part of. And I think we mentioned it is free.
Yes.
But we want to make sure that everybody understands that.
Right. It is a free production open to anybody in the community. We open on Friday, November the 4th. It's 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Friday and Saturday nights are at 7:30, and then Sunday matinees at 2:30.
All right. So, again, this is free to everyone.
Yes.
And tell us about the performances and where they'll be held at.
They will be in the George R. Johnson building on Cleveland State campus, which is on the south end of the campus, in the theater there.
And I know there's some other cast members that, of course, are not here with us this morning. Basically, would this be everyone that's in the show, or is there? I'm sure there's other folks that's there as well, as far as behind the scenes and things.
Yes, we have a lot more that are involved backstage, but those are our cast members.
So let's see here. Do you want to recognize some of those other names?
Sure.
Okay.
We have Trinity Zach, who is Myra. Chandler Overstreet, who is Piney, one of the nosy neighbors. Then there is Lauren Hulsey, who is also a neighbor, and Emilia Alexander, who is one of the neighbors, and Emma Kate Squires, who is the sheriff of the town.
Wow. So it sounds like it's a great cast, and it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. It's been a wonderful couple months working with these students and seeing them grow, and also seeing how these characters have developed. So it'll be a lot of fun for anybody that comes out and joins us.
Again, Cleveland State Curtain Call Society presents A Bad Year for Tomatoes by John Patrick. Performances are November the 4th, 5th, 11th, and 12th at 7:30 p.m. and then on November the 6th and 13th at 2:30 p.m. Performances, again, are free to everyone, and they are inside the George R. Johnson Cultural Heritage Center on the campus of Cleveland State. So get out and support the arts. And, Michael, anything else that you want to say before we go?
I think it'll just be a wonderful, fun time for the entire family to come out and hang out with us and get to see what's going on Cleveland State campus.
Canyon, anything else as president and person being a cast member here?
No, other than what he said, it's just going to be a fun show, and we hope to have lots of fun doing it for you people.
Allie, anything?
No, they've covered
just come
it
out.
all.
They covered everything,
Yes,
right?
great.
Just come out and enjoy this. And again, be looking around campus and emails and things like that if you want to be a part of future productions from the Cleveland State Curtain Call Society. Guys, thanks so much for coming in and spreading the word. We had some images up on our Mixed TV screen there so people can go back and check out all the details. Thanks so much for coming in. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we do have some information. See if I can pull it up here that we were getting some information about a problem. It's an accident with entrapment. Unfortunately, it's on North Ocoee Street. No entrapment, just a wreck is what we're saying at Mouse Creek Road. Again, it's Ocoee Street at Mouse Creek Road, an accident, possibly with injuries. So please try to avoid that area if you possibly can for the next little while. That accident just happening a few minutes ago. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more in just a moment. Mix 104.1 WCLE.
Don Ledford Automotive Cleveland, home of the Red Tag Savings, having their annual fall pre-owned vehicle sale. Don Ledford has over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles available.
There are a lot of banks, so what makes Southern Heritage Bank unique? It's our commitment to being unbelievably good as we identify and meet your needs. Stop by one of our 5 locations in Cleveland or Chattanooga and let us show you the difference our customers have come to expect. We strive to offer the latest banking technology, mobile wallet, online account opening, mobile banking with bill pay, and ATMs that allow cash or check deposit. All available 24/7 with a local community bank. Southern Heritage Bank, a division of First Citizens National Bank, member FDIC.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
We're here at Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland.
We are here with great service. We're here. We're here.
We're here.
We're here with great deals. We're here for you.
So come get huge Nissan savings when you shop Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland and Cleveland-Nissan today. Home of the exclusive lifetime warranty.
All right, Mix 104.1 WCLE as we welcome you back in, as that's going to wrap things up for us on the Mix Morning Show. Hope you enjoyed the debate this morning. Hopefully you got some questions answered if you were wanting to be able to do that. And you can go back and watch that debate at its entirety on mixtv.tv. It'll be up a little bit later this morning. You'll be able to check that out. Again, just kind of wanting to go back and touch on the accident that we mentioned there right before the commercial break. There is an accident on North Ocoee Street at Mouse Creek Road. This really right outside of our studios here at the corner. Just an accident there that is going to cause some delays and possibly some injuries with that accident. So please try to avoid the intersection of North Ocoee and Mouse Creek Road as they finish up with an accident there. All right, that again is going to wrap up Mix Mornings on Mix TV. We'll be back with you a little bit later today. Actually, I'll be back with you later today from Sweet Caroline Cheesecake as they're having their grand reopening at their new location in the Target Shopping Plaza. We'll be there a little bit later. It's right next door to Shane's Rib Shack and the AT&T store, kind of nestled in the middle there. We're going to go out, spotlight their new store, hopefully get some Mix TV, .TV coverage of the inside of their beautiful facility. and talk to them there about the relocation and their grand reopening of Sweet Caroline Cheesecake. That's this afternoon from 3 to 5. We hope that you will come by and see us. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. I'm Dwayne with Mix 104.1. Now back to a quick commercial break, and then music is right around the corner.
Ace is the place.